Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about drones, but not any drone, the DJI Mavic Mini. Now this drone came out a little while ago, but I just got my hands on it a couple months ago, and I haven't had any time because I've been playing with it and doing a lot of other stuff. So in today's video, I thought we would look at the drone, what I think its plus and minuses are, whether you should get one, whether you should have a drone at all, and what some of its features that I think are notable are. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so the DJI Mavic Mini is their new medium-ish sized drone. They have the Spark, which is their small selfie drone, which is not collapsible. Here are its dimensions up here on the screen. Then comes the new Mavic Mini. This drone is very small. It's their smallest drone. You do not need to have a license to fly. Because now there's rules, I think they may have been around before, I just didn't know about them, that if you have a flying object over 249 grams, drones specifically I believe, you have to have a license. Now this drone comes in at 249 grams, 1 gram less than the requirement. So that's pretty crazy. Good job DJI. Now this drone, which I will show you in a little bit, is very small, 250 grams. When it's folded up, it's the size of my iPhone. Taller, but the same dimensions pretty much. And I don't have the Plus phone, I have the iPhone XS, so think about the size of an iPhone, and that's how big your drone's footprint is going to be. So this camera on the drone is a 12 megapixel, I believe. I'll put up the specs on the screen, and it can record up to 2.7K. Now that is nothing like its higher end brothers that can record 4K and higher. I believe they have one that can record 5.5K video. Don't quote me on that. Those drones though are a lot more expensive. Those are their prosumer drones. This is more of a hobbyist slash beginner prosumer drone. So it can record 2.7K video and can take beautifully crispy shots such as here, here, and here. Now then, the video also looks great. I'll show you the video of it at the end of this video. So with that being said, let me grab the drone and we'll go over some of the features that I think are important and then whether you should get one or not. So this is the drone. Yeah, it's small. I know. When I opened the box and I saw it, I'm like, wow, that thing's tiny. Now this is collapsed. Here's my phone. Yeah. Again, it's thicker. It's about the thickness of around 2 iPhones with a thick case on them. But this is the drone. It's small. Up here we have the, however big the sensor is, which I set on the screen. Here it is on its gimbal. And it has, of course, its quadcopter, being that it's a drone. So the legs fold out. That's how DJI makes all their drones easily packable and you can go with them quickly in places. Here it is, opened up, again, side by side of my phone. Yeah, so it's a small drone. Yeah, so this drone is, again, an ultralight, so 249 grams. It makes a high-pitched whine because of how small its motors are, which, as you can see, are very small because they have to fit in here. They're actually on top of this, their electronics are down here. So, very small motors. This can fly on a charge with one of its batteries. Can fly for, ideally, 30 minutes. I've gotten more on 27. And for all you people who care about battery sizes, this is how big the battery is. Drone, so it's a small battery. It goes in the back hatch here. And it is a, let me check so I don't say this wrong. If I can find it. It's a 2400 milliamp hour battery. This drone records with a micro SD card, which goes right here below the battery slot, and this is a 64. On that, if the drone would keep it up, you would get, with the 2.7K 60 frames per second, you would probably get a couple hours of footage. Not sure because my drone had an accident, so I am now only down to 2 batteries. More on that story later. So, small drone, collapsible, micro SD card for recording. So, like you saw, the battery pops out of the back to charge it. You don't have to charge it that way. You can plug it in. There is a port right here next to the micro SD slot that you can just plug straight in and let it charge. So, let's put this up here for now. Let's talk about the controller. The controller is equally as small. Yeah, it's small. That was upside down actually. But yeah, it's small. Again, iPhone comparison. Yeah. So, this drone controller, its little antennas fold up like this, and they can be rotated and pointed. It has a 90-degree range of motion. DJI, wish it was a little better. Come on guys, get it together, you guys make great drones. because, I mean, granted, if it was sticking out over here, a little more likely to break, but I think it would be better for if you have the drone, it would give you a little more flexibility when flying it. So those collapse right here on the top, handles fold out of the bottom, and here are the joysticks. They screw right into the top of the drone. I put the wrong one on the wrong side, but that doesn't matter. They just screw right in there, and this one goes over here. You open these up, you put your phone in here, and you're off to fly. The way your phone controls the drone is it's really just more the live feed and what to tell really what the drone to do. You plug it in at the bottom. It comes with a Lightning for an iPhone, USB-C for Samsung phones, and just a micro USB for Android phones. I know Samsung is Android, but you know what I mean. And this actually unplugs, so you can plug in a charging cable, same one that will charge the drone, to charge this controller. This controller has a, I forget, so forgive me for looking, 2600 milliamps. So it's 100 milliamp hour bigger than the drone, but this lasts forever. I've charged this maybe 5 times since I've had this drone, and I've had it since May 25th. So that's, but I also haven't been flying a lot because it had a very sad crash a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so you put your phone in here and you control it. More on that later. So, it's small, it's collapsible, it's compact. Let's talk about the drone a little more. If I go ahead and turn it on, which I'm going to actually have to open the remote to do first. So you just, also with the remote, there's a scroll wheel here, if you want to call it that. That's how you change the pitch of the gimbal on the front, whether up or down. There's a return to home button. I have not had to use it, but basically if it gets out of range, you can push it. It should come back and land where it took off from. Have not tested that. Of course, we have the power button on the top here, and then we have our 2 controller joysticks right here. So, power button, return to home button, and the scroll wheel on the back. Up here is a video button. You push it, it will go to video mode. Push it again, it will start recording. Over here we have a picture mode. Push it, it'll go back to the camera. Push it, it'll take a picture. Now, if it's already in picture mode, it will just go ahead and take the picture. Same with video. If it's already in video mode, it will go ahead and start a video. Or stop it if you already have one recording, obviously. So, now, let's go ahead and put the controller here and open the drone up. We fold these 2 legs out first. You cannot open these first. Well, you can open these back legs first, but then you can't open the front legs because of this arm. So you have to open the front leg first. Then you can fold down the back leg, and then you push this button right here. This, if you push it once, it will show you where the battery's at. I don't know if you can see that, but it's at 2.5 right now. So you can see it. Yeah, 2.5. See that? Okay. Now, if I push and hold it, it will turn on. Go ahead and I'll show you again because it does a gimbal test and the motors do some stuff. Turn it off, push and hold it. It shuts off. So, again. As you can see, the gimbal did some stuff. But now, no matter what I do, the gimbal is going to stay centered. Because that's what gimbals do, right? So the motors also tested just a little bit to make sure they're up and running and ready to run. And basically now, I would go ahead and put the phone in my controller down there, open the DJI Fly app, and it would automatically connect. And then usually it'll take a little bit to connect to the satellites. So it'll stay in RC mode for a little bit, where it's just relying on the radio signal from this to the remote to determine where it is and how far away it can go. So this does not use the new DJI's new frequency, whatever they call it, what is it called? I'll put it up, I forget what it's called. But it uses actual Wi-Fi. So it uses a 2.4 or 5 gigahertz signal, and it can jump between 4 channels. That's how it stays connected to the drone. And ideally, I'm going to turn this off for now. If you're like in the desert with nothing around you and it's completely flat, you could stay connected for up to 4 kilometers. So, yeah. Around here where I live, where there's trees everywhere, I'm lucky if I can get to the other side of the house and down to the road. Because there's trees and there's a lot of other things interfering with that signal. So, if you want to get the longest range, either get one of their bigger drones, or just go somewhere where there's not as many trees. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I will go and show you some of the footage I captured with this drone. Okay, so now that you've seen some of the footage with this drone, what do you think? Yes, the video is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty impressive. 2.7K is nothing to really sneeze at, and those pictures turned out pretty good as well. But, should you buy this drone? Well, at $399 starting price, $499 if you get the combo kit, it's not an insignificant price. It's not crazy like its Upper Brothers that can cost $1,200. It's also not like the Spark, which costs $299, I believe. I don't remember. But it's a very good drone. And while you can get cheaper drones with cameras, it's not going to be a DJI drone. And with DJI, of course, that means quality and really good customer service. So, let's talk about their customer service a little bit, actually. My drone, which I hinted to earlier, had a pretty sad crash. I was trying to fly it up over our pool to get to our garden because I was going to take some pictures for some family. I was trying to get it to go higher, had the elevator up, and it was not going up. It was going down very quickly. Soon enough, it was basically just telling itself to go down. I had absolutely no control. The controller said, forget this, and completely lost control of the drone, and it sank to the bottom of my pool. That was not a good day. I ruined one of the batteries, which I still have to replace, and then I had to contact DJI and get the drone fixed. They actually sent me a refurbished unit, but their customer service was amazing. You get on a chat, which takes forever, but I mean, it's quarantine, so everybody's live chat takes forever right now. I actually had someone else who was trying to get their driver's test. I was talking to them, and they had to wait 4 hours to get somebody on the live chat. Luckily, when I was doing mine, I only had to wait like 40 minutes. That's a long time to wait for a live chat. A lot better than 4 hours, trust me. Okay, so DJI reached out. Well, I reached out to them, and they were like, okay, cool, here's what you're going to do. And I basically filed a, I filed a claim, and they sent me a label in my email. I shipped it off to them. They paid for shipping both ways, and it turned out that they went ahead and sent me a refurbished unit, or a new one, couldn't really tell, because it still had all the original stickers and everything. Smelled new. And then they still have my old drone. Basically, they told me that all the damage was covered, because basically the entire thing was trash at that point, and the damages were basically the price plus a new drone. So the damages, I believe, were $500 and something. They covered all of that. Thank you, DJI. And just sent me a new drone. which was great. No questions asked, because I told them that if I had looked in the video, I found a link, was able to look at the footage, and I looked at the controller movements, and basically I lost control and it was just crashing. There was nothing I could do about it, and I'm sure they saw that too. There was nothing I could do about it, which is sad. So they sent me a new drone, thank you, and their customer service was great. So let's go ahead and talk about, should you get this drone. Again, $399, $499 if you get the combo pack. Not cheap, but it's great. So you're paying for a great drone with downward sensing sensors. That sounded really redundant. But basically, if you fly it won't crash itself into the ground, which is great. I'll show you a video of it automatically correcting that here. So as you can see, I was going towards a gate, and it went ahead and went up a couple inches and kept going. Because it doesn't want to crash, because it doesn't want you to be sad, basically. That's not how it works, but you know what I mean. So, overall, I think this is a great drone, and if you have the money and you're looking for a drone, I would say this is a great starter drone. If you really do want to just spend more and have more bragging rights and want a better camera, get one of the Mavic Pros. I mean, those have a Hasselblad sensor, and that's nothing to sneeze at. So this just has a little 18 megapixel or whatever it is sensor that takes very good images, but it's going to be nothing compared to a Hasselblad or one of their higher end drones. Does not go too fast. It'll climb at 9 miles an hour, descend at 8 miles an hour, and it will go up to 27 miles an hour in sport mode. Of course, that's nothing compared to the higher end Mavics that will go 30, 40, and 60 miles an hour. But those are the big Hollywood ones that cost like $20,000. So obviously, if you're looking at this drone, you're not going to be thinking about the 60 mile an hour, $20,000 drone. It's great, it's packable, lightweight, you don't have to worry about a permit to fly it, and overall, it's great. So, with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button, but if you didn't, that other button seems to work too. Leave a comment, share, and tell me what you want in another video. I have a couple of other upcoming videos during quarantine that I am going to record, because I think it's going to be fun to get back onto YouTube, because I was really busy. I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay creative.